Hello and welcome back to my channel, The Midwife Life. I feel a bit nervous, I feel a bit sick right now. I've just submitted the first out of 2 assignments I've got at the minute. I just made that TikTok where it goes, my heart's going pitter-patter, I feel sick, I could throw up. Because that is generally how I feel about the fact that I've just submitted that. I saw a lot of double magpies this morning, so hopefully they bring me luck and joy and fingers crossed, touch wood, everything, I need it. Moving on to this assignment, I thought I'd bring you along on how I go about planning my essays, how I go about picking a topic, how just everything to do with an essay or a uni assignment or whatever. And yeah, that is the plan. I don't know how good this advice is going to be, how well you take the advice, I don't know. I'm not an expert on writing essays, but I have done a fair few in my lifetime. So yeah, I'm going to go through kind of how I plan it, how I work out in my head how the essay is going to flow, that sort of thing, research, all of that good stuff I'm going to bring you along with today. One tip I have actually is when you're sat down doing essays or assignments or whatever and you know you're going to be there for quite a while, just feel comfortable, wear something comfy. I'm literally in this pretty little thing, oversized sweatshirt and some like cycling shorts, just really comfy. You do not want to be sat there in jeans with the button digging in, you're sat in front of your computer for hours and it's just not a vibe. So first tip, feel comfortable. So I have already started the essay, I've done not that much, I've done what, 300 words or something like that, so really not that much, but I thought I'd take you along what I've done so far and then we can crack on and do some more today and be productive. So I have obviously already made the plan because I've already started the essay, but I'll talk you through how I did it and any tips that I have when making the plan, etc. So the module is called Promoting Women's Health and it has 4 learning outcomes that you have to meet within your essay in order to pass. And that's kind of how I split my essay plan into. I've split it into the 4 different learning outcomes and then written out what I need to include within my essay in order to meet those learning outcomes. So I've printed it off. My printer was running out of ink, so we're just going to go through it and yeah, that's why it's funny colours. So I use PowerPoint and like I said, I've just split it into the 4 different learning outcomes, written the learning outcomes out there, and then that's my title. So it's the importance of sexual health education in promoting women's health. Now my lecturer did say this was quite broad, but she said just write it out and start writing your essay and you might find you need to narrow it down as you go through, but for now we're just going to go with that. So yes, as I mentioned, split it into the 4 different learning outcomes. The first one is to do with professional, legal and ethical practice. So I've looked at professional practice, you know, the ethical and legal issues that might relate to sexual health, so things like underage patients, sex workers, that kind of stuff. And then obviously looking at the NMC code, that outlines the professional standards, so that's a very good source to use. And then number 2 is about assessing, planning and implementing effective care, including contraceptive methods. So this is kind of the main bit of my essay, I think, is kind of what should be involved in sexual health education, when it should happen, all that kind of stuff. The third one is about current practice, so looking at NICE guidance, all that kind of stuff. And then the 4th one is to do with the roles and responsibilities of a midwife, so that's quite self-explanatory. I'll go through what the role of the midwife is in relation to sexual health education. Obviously, I don't know what other universities do, I don't know how they lay out their assignment briefs, things, I don't know whether you have learning outcomes, that's just how it works for me, and it makes it really, really easy to plan, because if you've planned what each learning outcome means, what goes into each learning outcome, then you know what your essay's got to include. So it does make it easy, fingers crossed, it makes it easier to pass, don't know. But from there I then kind of write, I don't tend to write it actually, in my head I kind of go through what flow my essay is going to have. So obviously you have your introduction. I might actually write this down because I keep forgetting it. This is just what I was talking about a minute ago, you know, planning out what's going to go into your essay. So what's going into the intro, what's going into the main body of the essay, the conclusion. So yeah, it was just what I was explaining a second ago. Now we're going to get on with the actual writing. Let's get writing. Let's get physical. I'm just avoiding this at all costs. Open up my laptop. don't want to do this. One tip I do have is set yourself goals each day of what you want to get done. Write a list, how many words you want to get done, what you want to research, all that kind of stuff. It really, really helps to kind of plan out your day so you don't get too bogged down with everything, the amount of stuff you have to do. So that is a tip for you. For example, yesterday I set myself, what did I just do? I set myself the goal of 500 words. I didn't quite meet that. But I've worked out that if I set myself 500 words each day, I should be done by Saturday. But I didn't quite meet that yesterday, so I have a little bit more to get done today, and that's fine. It's okay. And similarly, if you overreach that target, if say I set myself 500 today and I reach 700, brilliant. It's okay to like move the goalpost, it's fine, obviously. But yeah, how many words did I actually write yesterday? 325. Enjoy the time lapse. Just want to interrupt this time lapse and talk about my research a little bit. Now I know a lot of people like to do their research before writing their essay, like gather all the evidence, gather all the research, write it down into like note form and then use it to then write the essay. I can't work like that. I don't work like that. It doesn't work for me. I like to do mine as I go along because I never really know what turn my essay is going to take, where it's going to go, what research I'm going to need. Therefore, I do it as I go along. For example, write a sentence because I know it in my head, like I've got common knowledge about it, and then I will go and find something to back it up, and that's, yeah, it works for me. So I just wanted to add that in there. So yeah, that's just what works for me. Do whatever you think is best for you. Do whatever works best for you. Don't compare yourself to somebody else or based on what they're doing, thinking they're doing a better job. It's honestly just your preferences. Similarly to things like having music on or sitting in silence and doing your work. Whatever's best for you, do it. Make yourself feel comfortable so that you're like the most productive that you're going to be. So me, I change every day whether I want music or not. Sometimes I think, no, I'm going to sit here in silence and just get it done. Sometimes I like a bit of telly in the background, something easy to watch like Friends or Tattoo Fixers. Sometimes I like a little bit of music playing. It's honestly personal preference. The other thing that I have, a tip, is have a water bottle full of whatever you want to drink. I like squash personally. I don't drink water, I just like squash, but it just means you can take regular sips and stay hydrated. Don't do a me though. I tend to drink way too much and then I need the toilet every 5 minutes, so I tend not to get very much done, but it is important to stay hydrated. So I'm actually just about to take a break. That is another tip that I have. Take regular breaks. Honestly, if you're thinking, oh my god, I'm losing the will to live, just take 5 minutes. Take 5 minutes out of it. Go get a drink. Go for a little bit of a walk. Toilet. Blah blah blah. Take regular breaks. I'm actually just about to go to Starbucks to get a frappuccino. Very excited. But I did want to chat to you quickly about Grammarly. I really, really like it. Obviously, this is not a sponsor. Who would want to sponsor me? But I did want to chat to you about it because I do pay for it. It is a bit pricey and there is a free version. Obviously it doesn't do as much as the paid version, but I think the paid version is really, really worth it and has helped my essays so much. So you can either do it on the internet or I've got the app, like the Windows app. So I'll show you it now. So I am going to show you with an essay that I wrote for my seminar presentation I think I spoke about on here. So what you do, this is the app, I'll show it to you. So this is the Windows app and obviously I'm not going to go into too much detail, but they're my essays that I've got going in a minute, not that. So you just click new and it comes up with a blank page and I've just copied the paragraph that I'm going to show you. Yeah, that's fine. And you just copy and paste into there and it comes up. Obviously I've already put this through Grammarly when I wrote the essay, so it's not too bad. But it would highlight things that need changing and come up with why they need changing here. And then along here it shows you the things that they're looking for. So correctness, so spelling, grammar, punctuation. And then clarity, so makes the writing easier to understand, so you can change anything. Engagement makes it interesting and effective so that the writers or readers don't get bored. And then delivery, so giving the right impression to whoever's reading it. And like I say, it will highlight what needs changing. So say example, I have a spelling mistake. it'll highlight it, and then it'll come up here and say, right, importance, not in our dictionary, spelling wrong, change it to importance. So yeah, that's Grammarly. I did just want to give you that, like I say, not a sponsor, but I thought it would be helpful for you guys to write your assignments. If you are writing an essay right now and you're struggling with grammar, punctuation, then it is really, really useful. On that note, I'm at a good place to stop in this essay, and we are going to go get some Starbucks. It, my friends, has been a hot minute since I picked up this camera for this video. Let's address a few things. One, obviously this is a different background. Long story short, we're in Wales at the minute for half term. My mum's on May half term at the minute, and we have family here. My mum's eventually going to be moving into this exact kitchen in July, but it's a long story for another time. But yeah, we were as safe as possible. Obviously restrictions have lifted, we can travel within the UK now, and we all did a COVID test before we came, so yes. The other thing is obviously my hair. I had it done. I'll have a video going up in the next few weeks at some point all about a post, I don't know what to call it, like a post lockdown glow up. Obviously I had my hair done, got my tattoo, lots of other bits and pieces that I'm doing, like my nails I've got an appointment for, all that kind of stuff will be going up, but I haven't got an appointment for everything yet. I've got a couple of other things that I want to include in it, which aren't for a few weeks. So yeah, it's going to be a few weeks until that's uploaded, but I thought I'd finish this video off. Long story short, also if you hear beeping in the background, I don't know if it's going off at the minute, it's the incubator incubating the duck eggs. It's telling me it's too hot. It's not too hot. I've got a thermometer in it, but that's what's beeping. Basically what happened with this video was, I think the last thing I said was I'm going to Starbucks to get a frappuccino. Did not happen. I came over really, really suddenly with a really bad migraine, and I've had it for the past few days. It's not completely gone, like it's still there today. What's today? Saturday, and I filmed this on Tuesday. So yeah, it's been really, really bad for the past few days. It is starting to settle down, so yeah, that's why I didn't get to finish the video on the day and didn't get to Starbucks, but never mind. Yeah, so I haven't actually done any more of my essay than what I did on Tuesday, but it's nice and cosy and warm in here. I've got the fire going. And yeah, I'm going to crack on with it. Let's get cracking. So I'm going to go ahead and leave this video here. I hope it's been helpful and my tips have been informative, I don't know, and that my productivity, it's taken me 4 days to film this video and I'm still only at 700 words, has been, I don't know, motivational, I guess. But I'm trying to think if there's any other tips that I have. But no, just to recap really, it's plan well because it will make your life so much easier. Have it in your head or even write it down. I've written it down now. Normally I just have it in my head, but I do find it a lot easier now that I've written it down to have it written down. Kind of a flow of how your essay is going to go. Research, again, that, like I said, it's up to you, it's preference, whether you want to do it as you go along, whether you want to get lots of research done before you start the essay, personal preference. And yeah, I think that's it. I'll probably, if I have any other tips, I'll pop them in another video at some point. But yeah, I'm going to leave it to there and crack on. So yeah, if you did enjoy this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you're new, leave a little comment, whatever you want to do, any things you want to see, any videos you want to see on my channel would be really, really helpful. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.